Hello guys, welcome back to this challenge account. Thank you for following up, and if you are just turning in, this is a 10k challenge account that I am actually documenting, so you can follow this journey by subscribing, and that will help this account grow. So welcome back. I have actually taken multiple of losses ever since my first payout, but the account is still very active. I am just down with 1%. Taking a total trade of 11. I've taken 11 trades so far, and let's go to Telegram so we can go through the trades one after the other. As a matter of fact, we are starting with this BTC buy. Actually, this BTC buy was a mistake, and look at the video I made when I did that mistake. So let's watch the video. I mean, this BTC buy is a mistake. So this SL I will be taking out if I don't know, but I don't want to close this automatically so that this account will not go. All right. So I'm actually supposed to buy gold, and I bought BTC. Although I've returned back to gold buy, and you can see it. I don't want to close this BTC automatically now so that this account will not go. So let me just wait and maybe use 1 minute or 5 minutes order block, break of structure to trail it. You can see I'll move this SL now to 71,752. 71, modify 71, 752. So let's see how this goes. I don't want to close it manually. I don't want to lose this account. Meanwhile, this is the trade on the gold buy. I was actually supposed to buy gold, and just because of the rush, I went ahead and placed a buy on BTC. So this is the trade here running already, and the TP is going to be the high of yesterday. That's a 5,205. Let me check yesterday's high. Yesterday's high. Yesterday's high is 5,205. 5,205. That's the take profit on this gold. And what actually caused this is because of the rush and network glitch. Network actually frustrated me, but that's okay. Modify 5,205. 5,205. So I'll use 1 minute to trail this one. As a matter of fact, I might decide to break even right now because I don't want to lose. I'll break even. This is not a setup that I did. It was a mistake, and I don't want to close it automatically. So let me not be risking anything now. 71,825.92. So I'm risk free right now on the gold and the BTC buy. That's it. And the second trade is this gold buy. And let's go to the gold buy. So I was waiting for gold to drop to this FVG, and I said here that 1 minute confirmation will give me entry, and of course I got the confirmation and entered here. and this was when I took partials from the gold buy, and the trade later returned back to break even after I've taken partials of $53. So that was the second trade. Now let's go to the third trade, which is this BTC sell that was actually SL. So I saw this, I saw what BTC did here. I saw what BTC did here, and I just placed this limit order. Actually, I was very wrong placing this limit order, because this was not my model. This was not my kind of entry strategy. Anyway, I don't know if that was the reason why this hit SL, but this trade was SL. As I put this limit order, the next thing I saw was SL. Look at it here. So the third trade happened to be SL, and let's go to the fourth trade. You can see that the fourth trade is EU. The reason why this is EU is because I added more pairs to the pairs that I am trading, because I was trading only gold and BTC, but now I've added 3 pairs: NAS 100, EU and GU. Let me go to trading view so I can show you why this is just $10 and $7, why it is not just it is not my risk amount, which is supposed to be $50. Let me take it to trading view, to Telegram rather. You can see when I updated my Telegram that I have just added more pairs. My watch list now, I have just added few pairs: NAS 100, EU and GU. So this was the trade for EU. Now I had this from daily, and I was just waiting for this to mitigate and give me confirmation. Now the mistake I made was that I was waiting for confirmation, and I went down to as low as 1 minute to get confirmation, of which I did got, but I was later swept even though price respected that zone. So during the mitigation here, I said lower time frame confirmation, let's see, and look at the video that I made after making another huge mistake. Now look at what I wrote here: a huge mistake after getting a confirmation. Kinda that the confirmation was kinda a confirmation, but I was supposed to, be more patient for a clear confirmation. Now let's watch this video again. I made a very terrible mistake, and the mistake was on my account, on the funded account, the 10k funded and today account. And look at the mistake I made. Originally I was waiting for price to come down to this place that I marked with this blue rectangle. I was waiting for price to come down there and change structure bullish, then I will buy, because this is other block that I saw on daily. Let me go back to daily so you can see the other block. Now look at the other block here. I saw this on daily. Look at it. Look at it. And this has already mitigated the other block threshold. So I just wanted MSS, and liquidity sweep, then MSS on 1 minute. Look at what price did on 1 minute here when price came down here. Look at what price did on 5 minutes. Look at what price did on 5 minutes. When price came down here on 5 minutes, here, this candle swept this guy, but I wanted this very candle to go above this guy, so I can use this guy as my order block, but that did not happen. Look at where it happened here. Now this guy, let me zoom it proper. It happened that this guy now swept above this guy, and look at the one I marked as order block. Now what I did again was waiting for price to come back down. I waited for price to come back down, and look at it, price came back down here. Price came back down here, and I had to go to 1 minute. Now look at when I went to 1 minute, I then dropped this position and checked and did my calculations. So I said if I can break above this guy, then I'll buy. I did not break above this guy, but instead broke below. Look at it, as I was now waiting to break above this very one. It didn't break, but this position that I set went to SL. That's first mistake that I made. As long as this order block has been broken, I was supposed to not go in on this trade again, but then I was just waiting for MSS. Then I opened my chart only to see this massive candle, and the pressure came in. Now the pressure that came in was, I was already on MT5. I was on MT5, but I did not check the account, the particular account I was in on. Now I was on this very account. Look at the account here. This is today account. I was on this today account, and I did not know. I took this today account for the 10K account, and what I did was something. And look at what I did. When this price was here, because I saw this massive candle, I said the bulls have come and I want to enter. Now when this price was here, I entered this market at the peak of this price instead of waiting for this drop again. Now that was the pressure. That is not even the mistake. The mistake was that I entered this price on this very account using the calculation I got for the 10K account. So the risk was now very much. Alright, the risk was not very much. Let me go to the 1 minute here. Okay, the 1 minute here. Okay, this is good. Charts. Now look at the candle here. This very candle, this one. I entered this market here, and my SL was below here. Now this was approximately $100 and $108 account that I'm supposed to risk $10, right? So because this is the today account and I'm supposed to risk just $10. Now when I did my calculation, I entered with a 0. Look at the lot here, 0.68. Now this lot was the one I was supposed to use for the 10K account, but I thought this is the 10K account and I entered it here. Then the price started dropping and I had to check the account again, and it happened to be this very account. So I was actually supposed to blow this account today. This account was supposed to be blown today, but I had to, started moving when the price got here. When the price was dropping and started retracing, when it got here, I started moving my SL. I started moving it, and I was taking out here, and that was how I lost this very 56. So this today account is down to the to 31. Okay, but on the 10k account I am still holding this one because there is still mistake on the 10k account. The reason for all these mistakes was the pressure. The pressure was very high, and jumping from this very account to the other, a lot of pressure. Now let me go back here and see the positions and look at the position here. So this is a 0 point, is even a 0.08, 0.08, 0.06, when it was supposed to be a 0.68. Now the risk here is $7 and $10, that's $17, and I'm supposed to risk 50. Now I've already made a very huge mistake, and I am not going to counter this again. So this is actually going sideways, and whatever comes out will be my fate. Oh, look at when the trade was going to SL. You can see my target, crazy target. Look at when the trade hit SL, and I said finally. So this was a $10 loss and a $7 loss. Instead of the reason why this is like this is because of the lot size. Although I calculated well, but placing the trade due to the pressure and that huge mistake, the pressure that come from that mistake made me to miss the lot size again. So I entered this twice, $10 and $7. So this is the fourth trade and fifth trade happen to be SL. Fourth trade SL, fifth trade SL. So let's go to sixth trade, which was TSL, this BTC Sell. I got this one again, and I said this is my order block, and I placed this. You can see I said limit order placed successfully, but I was still stopped on this trade. And look at when the trade triggered, and I was like, we are in. It happened that this did not go well as I was stopped. And look at when I hit SL here. And this was actually a few hours later. So the sixth trade was also SL. Now let's go to the seventh trade, which happened to be a 1. The seventh trade. And after I got stopped out on the EU, price was still respecting that daily OB. So I got this OB, and I say this is the OB that I want. This is my OB, the OB that gives me what I want. And I just had to place this limit order, and look at what price did here. Price later came back to give me inducement, and I say this is going to hold. So I look at what I wrote. Could this be SSS, SSS? And this is liquidity. Could this be liquidity? And I said yes, that is liquidity. And look at when the trade triggered here, and I said here triggered. So this trade ran for days actually. So while I was still holding the trade, I got this on GU, and I said okay, this is also order block, but this is 5 minutes. I think I will not be placing trades on 5 minutes, like placing limit order on 5 minutes, because I have been getting stopped on 5 minutes, even though price will later respect the zone I am expecting to buy or expected to buy from. Now, this is a 5 minute order block, and I just had to place this limit order, which turned out unsuccessful. And this happened to be the trade number 8. So look at it here, and the price just went down and swept me, even though this area was later respected. Because this hit SL before the EU, because the EU was still running while this hit SL. This will be the 7th trade, and I will take the EU as the 8th trade. And look at when I had to go check my account, because the trade did not even take up to 1 minute before hitting SL, and I was so much afraid that I think my account is gone. So this was when I checked the account, and behold, the account was still very active, and I said account still active. So trade number 7 was a loss, and here is trade number 8, which was that EU buy. Now I took the trade on 13th. This was the trade when I was trailing it, and I said meanwhile have taken partials on this and have moved to B. And look at what happened here. SL now at 1.14800. This was when I was trailing it. This was when the trade later came back to where I have traded the SL. So the trade was later closed on 26. So EU was closed on 26th, and that was trade number 8. So trade number 9. Trade number 9 was SL, which is this a gold sell. Now look at what's happened here. Look at what's happened here. Now this is a valid order block, and I said I want to get a confirmation. I said double BOS with a valid OB. Lower time frame confirmation will be my entry. I got the lower time frame confirmation. Guys, what God did here? Anyway, I don't know, but it is what it is. Now liquidity sweep up there, and I said if I get MSS, I will enter. Guys, look at what God did. After getting the MSS, look at the MSS here, and price was just returning back to my entry point, of which I did enter, placing my SL there. What happened is that price later cleared all this high and left me with SL. It was really crazy. Look at it here. Price cleared those high and left me with SL. So this was a trade number 9. Trade number 9 is SL. So trade number 9 was SL, and let's go to trade number 10. Trade number 10. Look at the position here. This was my initial position to wait for gold sell, but because of patience I did not wait for this. I was trying to sell halfway, of which I got stopped out severally. This was another entry that I placed on gold instead of waiting for that very position that I had to trigger. I was selling halfway and was getting stopped out halfway. So this was another position. I say limit order placed successfully. This actually did not go well, as you saw here that it hit SL So when I saw that this has already gone sideways, I say no, 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 no. As a matter of fact, this was not my model, so I did not actually trust this that much. So I was just praying for God to help me and reverse the price so I can just close it. And of which God actually helped me and reverse the price to a $5 loss. So trade number 10 was, let's say, a break-even trade. A break-even trade. So trade number 11 still happened to be SL. Now it was still good. I still sold gold when it has not still gotten to that POI. Now look at what happened. Look at when it came down and I had to close it. This was order block I saw on 3 hour. Now this is my very good order block. This is the order block that I take trade with. I saw this and I said I am in on this. So look at what I say, limit order placed successfully, and this was trade number 11. What still happened again was this. Look at when the trade got triggered and it was just pushing up and pushing up. Look at that initial sell position that I have for gold, which I did not have patience to wait for, of which I had to pay for, every mistake. So this happened again and I still hit SA. Now what happened here again is that this trade got to SL here, but on my MT5, guys, the trade was still running. Look at it. This guy don't hit SL on trading view, but still running on MT5, closing at almost $40 loss. I had to close the trade at almost $40 loss because even this sell was more than $50. I think it was 60 something dollars. So I had to close the trade manually at $40 loss. And look at it here, the loss actually was $32. So trade number 11 was also SL. Guys, I've made serious mistakes since my payout, and my prayer is that this account will not go. I am going to be very cautious now. I am currently down 1%. And look at the current account balance here. I have this gold and BTC's limit order placed. And look at the positions here. Here are the positions. Look at it here. This one is for BTC and this one is for gold. Where is that gold buy? I think I've not updated it here. Let me show you the gold buy that I have placed on trading view here. So here is the gold buy. Actually, I saw this from 30 minutes. This one down here, this very one down here. I saw this from 30 minutes when market has not opened. I was supposed to place this order, right? But I did not place it. Market was not open there and I slept off. Now I am not I don't want to put the blame on sleeping off, but my mind was doubled because I still had another valid OB down here and I wanted price to come down here, give me confirmation before entry. Even though I already saw that this is a valid OB for me to enter, I still did not place the limit order. So I slept off and waking up to see that this actually got triggered and the trade moved well, but it has not gotten to take profit. So I saw this order block here again and I have already placed this limit order. Now this is very tricky and this can, or this might make me to cancel this limit order The reason is because of this OB here. Price has already created a sell OB here. This OB is valid, and this price can use this OB to take me out. Anyway, let's wait and watch. The limit order is already placed, and either way we are getting good results or bad results. So but I pray for good results anyways. Thank you guys for following up, and see you in the next episode.